The code of the modern strategist. If there's one person who's mastered the art of working smarter, not harder, it's Tim Ferriss. He's not just an author, he's a strategist of human performance, a mental hacker who turns self-experimentation into a lifestyle empire today. I am breaking down 10 powerful lessons I've learned from Tim Ferriss, lessons that can change how you think, act, and dominate your own life strategy. Whether it's productivity, mindset, or influence, these ideas will help you play life like chess, not checkers. Let's unlock the Ferriss Framework. 1. Define your freedom. Don't just chase success. Tim Ferriss teaches that success is meaningless without freedom. He flipped the old formula. Instead of working 40 years to retire, he built systems that gave him time. Now, start asking yourself, what would this look like if it were easy? What am I optimizing for, freedom or approval? When you define success on your own terms, you stop playing someone else's game. The strategist knows clarity always comes before conquest. 2. Build systems, not goals. Ferriss doesn't rely on motivation, he designs systems. If you rely on willpower, you lose. If you build structure, you win repeatedly. Whether it's meal prep, content creation, or business, create rules that remove decisions. Example, set if then triggers. If I feel stuck gives I do a 10-minute walk. If I wake up late gives I start with 5 push-ups. Every routine becomes a microsystem that powers your macro system. As Ferriss says, if you automate the predictable, you can focus on the exceptional. 3. The 80-20th principle, ruthless efficiency. Ferriss lives by Pareto's law. 80% of results come from 20% of actions. So instead of working harder, he eliminates the unnecessary. He asks, what 20% of my work drives 80% of my progress? Then he doubles down. You can use this same tactic with your health, your relationships, and your business. Identify what truly moves the needle and cut the rest. Strategic power comes from simplification, not addition. For mini retirements, redefine the game instead of waiting until old age to enjoy life. Ferriss built mini. These are intentional breaks, months or weeks at a time, where you live life as if you already made it. This reframes your mind from scarcity to abundance. You start to experience success before you arrive. Because what you experience frequently becomes your reality permanently. Strategists understand the game isn't about escaping work, it's about designing it. 5. Fear setting, the weapon against paralysis. Everyone does goal setting. Ferriss does fear setting, a practice where you write down your biggest fears, and then logically dismantle them. Example, what if I quit my job and fail? You define the worst case. You plan how to recover. You plan how to recover. You realize it's survivable. Suddenly, fear loses its teeth. When you master fear, you become unshakable in business, relationships, and negotiation. Before we dive into the next lesson, if you're someone who studies human behavior, mental power, and high-performance strategy, subscribe to this channel right now. I break down the hidden frameworks used by elite thinkers, from spies to entrepreneurs, to help you master influence, focus, and calm authority. Join the community of thinkers, not followers. Let's get back into it. 6. Outsource your weaknesses. Tim Ferriss was one of the first to popularize outsourcing and delegation, not as luxury, but as leverage. You can't do everything, and the strategist knows that control without leverage is weakness. Find someone who can do what drains you faster, cheaper, and better. That energy you save becomes creative capital you can invest where it matters most. Because focus is the currency of mastery. 7. Treat life as experiments. Ferriss treats life like a series of experiments, testing habits, diets, business models. He doesn't wait for the perfect plan. He tests, tracks, and tweaks. It is a mindset shift. Stop thinking in terms of success or failure. Start thinking in terms of data. Every result teaches you something. Every setback refines your process. The strategist doesn't lose, he learns faster than the competition. 8. Information diet. Protect your mental bandwidth. Ferriss once said, being busy is a form of laziness. He's right, most people drown in low-value input, news, social media, endless scrolling. Control your information intake the way an athlete controls diet. Feed your mind with high-quality knowledge. Books, long-form conversations, strategic thinkers. Remember, your attention is your most valuable asset. Guard it like treasure. 9. Self-experimentation, the laboratory of the self. From sleep tracking to fasting, Ferriss experiments on himself, because self-knowledge is the ultimate advantage. Track your patterns. What foods boost your energy? What habits lower your focus? What routines elevate your mood? The more data you collect about yourself, the more control you gain. And that control is where influence begins. 10b. The editor of your life. Ferriss said it best: perfection is achieved not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. Simplify everything: your work, your habits, your possessions, your circle. The strategist edits life like a sculptor removes marble, revealing power through clarity. That's how you design a life that feels deliberate, not accidental. Final words: the Ferriss Code. When you combine these 10 lessons, freedom, systems, leverage, fear setting, and simplification, you start thinking like Ferriss. You stop reacting to life and start engineering it. So remember, don't just consume information, apply it. Don't just chase goals, build systems. Don't just work harder, design smarter. And when you live by those rules, you don't just succeed, you transcend. This is not simply empowerment, this is mental strategy. How to provoke respect, build connection, and wield your intelligence as power. Want to command perception and master the unseen rules of influence? Check the pinned comment for my top resource, The Complete Guide to Dark Psychology 13-inch-1.